is Stephanie. Today I'm talking about the short read that I just found. It's called The Pleasures of Reading in an Age of Distraction. I saw it and I thought, a book on why reading is awesome. Why not? It's written by a literature professor, but it's really engaging and even funny sometimes. And he has one main piece of advice for us, and that is read at whim. So basically, just read whatever strikes your fancy. He says this in view of, he's warning us against those lists, you know, we've all seen them, 100 books to read before you die type of thing. And he says, really what will die in this kind of list is your pleasure for reading. Because what you actually end up doing is just reading to have read, instead of actually enjoying reading your book and reading deeply as well. The idea is that as you read, you'll gain more appreciation for reading, and you'll also develop your capabilities of staying concentrated on your book for long periods of time, and maybe one day this will bring you to reading more important books. But if you don't, it's okay too. I mean, he is a literature professor after all, so you know, he does talk about those big books, but he says, you know, if you want to stay with whatever you're reading, that's perfectly fine. Read at whim. One thing that really struck a chord for me personally is when he talks about the social aspect of reading. So reading is a solitary activity, and that's wonderful, and you know, I think we all love it. But he says that it's important for there to also be a social aspect. And this is the kind of aspect that you might get in a literature class, for example, where you get to talk about the book and discuss all these interesting ideas. When we're not in a classroom environment anymore, it can sometimes be difficult to sustain these kinds of conversations because, as Professor Jacobs explains, actually throughout history, only a minority of people have read. And this is the case today, and it will always be like that. So sometimes in real life, it can sometimes be a little bit difficult to find these other people to discuss your books with. I mean, I know, like, for me, this is certainly the case. And this is the principal reason why I started this YouTube channel, actually, because I wanted to discuss all these great books that I were reading. It's just because it's just so much fun talking about it. It's part of the fun. And so these were thoughts that I was having, and I thought it was so interesting how we actually put it in writing. I mean, it's a real thing. He also talks about e-readers. Now, I know on BookTube, e-readers are not the most well-loved thing. I mean, you always see people, you know, carrying their huge pile of books, and they have all these super libraries, you know, all sorted by color and everything. But in real life, I actually really like my e-reader. And what Professor Jacobs says is exactly what I found as well. And he says that, I don't know, for some reason, e-readers help you concentrate longer, and they protect you against these distractions. You know, the phone is never not too far, but for some reason, the e-readers, it makes you read more books. And I know for me, it's the case. I feel like with my Kindle, I can just like devour books, you know, whereas with my physical book, it goes slower. I mean, I can't say why. No scientific reason here, but it is true for me, and he talked about it as well. And last point I'm going to talk about here, I love about when he was talking about that feeling of being wrapped. That feeling that some people get when they're reading a really good book. They completely forget about all their surroundings, and they're just so concentrated in that book, so fully present in the present moment. And this is what makes readers come back again and again and again, trying to always find that feeling again. And I know if you're listening to this, and especially if you've made it this far in the video, you're probably one of those people, and I'm one of those people as well. I just love getting lost in the book. For me, it's the best thing ever. So really, this book, just what a celebration of reading. It was a really quick read, really entertaining, and it brought on some interesting reflections. So recommended. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.